William Holden, the 7th of April 1808 to 11 October 1897, was a journalist with the South Australian Register, noted for his breadth of knowledge and diverse interests, and remembered as the Riddler in The Observer. He retired as the longest-serving and oldest journalist in Australia. History. Holden was born in Chichester, and emigrated with his family to South Australia in the Trustee, arriving the 15th of May 1838. During the journey became a friend of Jacob Pitman, brother of the famous shorthand inventor. Pitman was a devout Swedenborgian, and Holden became an adherent, helping Pitman establish a new church in Hanson Street. From 1841 to 1851 the Holden family lived at Hope Valley, where he opened a butcher's shop and store. The name Hope Valley was coined by him when, after fire destroyed his home, he felt optimistic rather than despondent. In 1851 he moved into town, and on the 17th of November started on his career with the Register as one of only 3 journalists employed there, and when the rush began to the Victorian goldfields, he was the only reporter left in Adelaide. He soon became a valued member of the literary staff. He was honest, conscientious and hard-working. He had a profound love for literature and music. He had an understanding of mathematics, science and astronomy. He was a member of both the Mathematical Society and the Astronomical Society, and could be relied on to compile accurately the tide tables and statistical information that many of the public were reliant on. Every week from 1868 to 1896 he produced for The Observer, the Register's sister publication, its puzzler page to stretch and delight the minds of the brighter children and adults so inclined. His views on art and music were respected, and he was considered a deeply religious and moral thinker, heavily influenced by his adherence to the new church. Above all, his writing was clear and sharp, with an occasional sparkle of wit, and his opinions on practical problems were valued. He could usually be counted on to work out a solution to the most vexing problems. Last years, he sustained a severe shaking one Sunday night in 1896 when he was knocked down by a horse-drawn carriage in the city whilst crossing from the Register office to catch the tram car home. He eventually recovered sufficiently to go out of doors, and though he never returned to his desk at the Register office, he insisted on contributing his literary work from his residence at North Adelaide. Eventually, of course, frailty of old age caught up with him and he died peacefully at home some 6 months short of his 90th birthday. He was buried in the Walkerville Cemetery. Family. He was married to Sarah Nay Ellis, 1805 to 1851. He married again to Susan Rosanna Williams, c. 1828 to 15 July 1909. Among his children were George Holden, c. 1833 to 29 November 1911, married Maria Wilde, 1838 to 20 August 1919, Francis Holden, 1836 to 1876, Stephen Trusty Holden, 1838 to 8 January 1906, was born on Voyage Out, married Emily Fry Wilkie, the 21st of November 1846 to 31 May 1927, John, c. 1840 to 23 November 1869, William, the 27th of January 1844, Emma Eleanor, the 17th of September 1858 to 28 February 1892, lived Jeffcott Street, then Barton Terrace, taught piano forte from home after studying under Moritz Husenroder. She also wrote stories for the Register. They lived at 109 Jeffcott Street until 1881, then 67 Barton Terrace, North Adelaide.